Not know that Craig had AIDS until roughly 14 days before he passed. Was something that was intentional.
Called HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Whole world that we living in, y'all. Bad enough you got Diddy around here passing out herpes, but you have inmates who are in prison who knows that they're HIV positive or they have full-blown AIDS and they have made a pact. When they get out, they're going to infect as many people as possible. See, this is why a lot of y'all that been going to them Diddy parties, man, like PD cakes and all them, man, y'all need to go get yourself checked. Or better yet, I bet y'all using that medication that keeps you under.
And they were like, cause this what happened. Me and my together, and we broke up because he was cheating on me. So then we broke up. Then I went and did me, then did him, and then we missed each other, came back together.
Something wasn't right.
We both was like, what the is this smell?
So, it looks like those rumors about all these celebrities having STD infections might be true after all because they are all getting exposed for having HIV. And girl, the names on the list will have you shook. Mind you, we already have a handful of celebrities who are already pretty open about their diagnosis. But apparently, they are not the only ones living with the disease. Nicki Minaj, Sexy Red, and Diddy are some of the few names that have been accused of having some kind of infection. Word on the street is there are a lot more of them living with it. But are we really surprised? With all the freak-offs they have been going on in Hollywood, and the fact that they all love rotating the same partners, this mess was bound to happen at some point. No shade. Now, before this new wave of STD-infested celebrities, there had already been some big names before them that had also caught it, like Magic Johnson. He was one of the greatest basketball players, and the next thing we knew, he literally had to stop playing basketball altogether because he got himself infected with HIV. Right after Magic, well, let me say good after late afternoon. Because of the music, HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today. The dazzling career of one of the world's music, best-known athletes is over. I just want to make clear, first of all, that I do not have the AIDS disease, 'cause I know a lot of you are cons want to know that. But the music, HIV virus. Magic Johnson confirmed today that he has the AIDS virus. Eazy-E also fell into the same trap, but unlike Magic, he wasn't so lucky. You see, in 1995, Eazy-E was admitted to Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles after falling ill with a cough. His family sent him to the hospital thinking he had a bad cough. But after a couple of tests were run, it was revealed that he had AIDS. And at the time, everyone and their mama still thought AIDS was a white gay man's disease. So, you can imagine their shock when they found out a straight black man had caught it. Rap singer Eazy-E has lost his battle with AIDS just 10 days after revealing that he had the disease. Music, the 31-year-old rapper died last night in a Los Angeles hospital. He was hospitalized last month for what he thought was asthma and said that he did not know how he contracted AIDS. Eazy-E, whose real name was Eric Wright, was a founding member of the band NWA. The band practically originated the hardcore style of gangster rap and was a huge influence in the rap community. And then, there was the now infamous Bad Boy Records rapper Craig Mack, whose story was even more tragic than Eazy-E's. Now, when Craig died on March 12, 2018, initial reports said he died of congestive heart failure, but 6 years later, Rolling Stone reported his actual cause of death was HIV/AIDS. Apparently, he knew he was infected, but he refused to seek treatment. Coroner down there after his passing, the coroner said Craig had probably been sick between 10 and 11 years. Unmedicated, all those years, he was telling people he'd been diagnosed with congestive heart failure in late 2014. By 2014, he had already begun to show visible signs of declining health. He lost a lot of weight and was constantly falling ill. He was hospitalized once, and Music took some medication, but chose not to seek any further medical treatment. By March 2018, he was bedridden. His brother Andrew said, "I've truly, honestly never seen a human being in that condition before." He was catatonic. Music. His family actually found out what his real condition was. But they also decided to respect his wishes and repeat the story he sold the public until the Rolling Stones got their hands on his death certificate and leaked everything. Music, and while we're on the topic of bad boy artists catching STDs, let's get into their boss, Diddy. Because rumors about him having some kind of STD infection started going viral during his trial when people noticed that he was looking unusually skinnier. And at first, music, people thought it was because he was stressed out about the outcome of the trial. But it wasn't long before the truth started coming out. Diddy been going through it in there. This man didn't age more music in 6 months than he didn't age every year he's been outside. I get music, jail is stressful, but damn. You look ready to fall for social. This was really not that shocking to a lot of people, because Cassie literally accused him of freaking out with mail without any sort of music protection in sight. In fact, she herself ended up catching her own share of stuff while she was music with him. Mind you, Diddy only used to watch and not partake because he was allegedly scared of passing it on. He got over real fast. Music, and when the taste hit, it was jet black. Like 5 days, and the next day he was like a fool. All I saw from was the raccoon pictures from the courtroom. When they drew him, it was looking like a raccoon. Laughter, that's it. Like I was like, when did this a circumflex hit? When did this happen? Things got worse when Jaguar Wright stepped into the chat. She went in on him for blowing his money on freak-off parties, when there are far more serious issues affecting the Black community that he could have been putting all those resources toward. Allegedly, I'm just curious, what he did, bam, bam. Shout out to Magic Johnson, a real Black billionaire who wasn't all freaked off. Who actually made business, bank exchange. Created dollars in real Black neighborhoods, so real Black families could have that opportunity just like everybody. Now, while Jaguar was in the middle of going off, the interviewer tried to slip Magic Johnson's diagnosis into the conversation like it was somehow relevant, and Jaguar was not having it. She shut that down, immediately saying that at least Magic dared to come forward and use his diagnosis to educate people about the illness. Which is more than could be said for Diddy. She was basically putting it out there that Diddy was infected, but she wasn't finished. She went on to say that Diddy wasn't even the only one, and that there were at least 20 other people in the industry she could name who allegedly have the same thing. HIV like having like a lot of women. Oh, yeah. Let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins. I'm just saying. Know what's wild about that, though? He faced that head up. He did. He didn't stop, and he didn't stop doing what he's done. He that advocate now he did to that and made period. Like I listened to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? Gee. But honestly, people didn't even need her to start naming names because they already had a few people in mind. The first person on that list was Usher. It's been alleged for a while that Usher has an STD and that it was passed to him by Diddy. When Usher was 14, he was staying with Diddy, and I'm sure most of you already know that nothing appropriate happened in that place. Usher himself has actually admitted to witnessing and being exposed to very freaky situations during that period of his life. And given everything that has since come out about what has allegedly been happening behind closed doors in Diddy's world, none of it is particularly surprising. Music to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. That's the crazy thing. Now that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp. Go, Flavor Camp. Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going to, in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like? Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks, and Gene like nonstop, right? Some things. Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing? There to see the lifestyle. And I saw it, and it was laughter. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Tried to hurt you or anything. Blige, they didn't know nothing about this. Laughter was having a good time, you know what I mean. Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, did he keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4:00 in the morning with them and party? I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them. Now the story about Diddy allegedly passing an STD to Usher really started gaining traction when an email from someone involved in publishing Kim Porter's book leaked online. In the email, the person was discussing how Kim had written about Diddy allegedly pressuring Usher into an intimate situation and subsequently passing him an STD. The email read, "Some